phrase, or even driving your car. I get so many songs in the car. One of the best things you can do is have a little recorder on your phone. Everyone's got a smartphone these days, so get a little app that you can record. And just record everything. Everything, these little ideas that come in your head. Like, I listened back on my phone 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm hearing these little ideas that I just recorded. And they're awesome. Like, I could actually make them into a song now. So you never know what God will use. So these are all these little melodies that he's giving you. So just record everything that you feel is good. And so that's another way he'll do it. He'll deposit a song into you. And both ways are good. Not every song has to come out of this huge encounter with God, but just like, you know, you would write a sermon or you'd prepare for something, we can do the same in a song. And especially when your pastor is preaching about a certain topic, that's when, like, I'm on the front row at church. If Pastor Russell's preaching about faith or something like that, I'll be taking notes like crazy and just writing down all the revelation that he's preaching, and then I'll try to put that in a song. And because when you sing a song that is perfectly in line with the vision and heart of the church, it's just like a bam, bam. You know, it's a powerful sermon followed by a song that just is perfectly themed with that sermon. And it really does take the atmosphere to a whole new level. So I would encourage you to do that. When your pastor is preaching, take notes, get the heart of the house, where the vision is at for the house, and try to incorporate that into your songs. And, you know, you might not sing your own songs in your church, but I would encourage you to try and do that. Maybe you want to just start with a chorus, you know, write a really simple chorus, and because you don't have to do songs in their entirety. You know, you could do a Planet Shakers or a Hillsong song and then flow into this chorus that you've written and then go into another song. But that's a great way to introduce your own original song into church. And you know, your band can learn it. It's very simple, just playing one chorus. So, all that being said, are you ready to write a song?
Yeah.
I don't know if you are. Are you ready to write a song?
Yeah.
All right, so this is only one way to write a song. There's so many different ways you can write songs, but this is just one way. And I like to say there's no rules in songwriting. There's certain guidelines that you want to stick to, but you want to come in with an open mind, an open heart, and just allow the creativity to flow. So, how we're going to start this is we're going to start by choosing a theme for this song. So, and it's going to be, make some noise if you want to write a praise song, like a fast song. Wow. Make some noise if you want to write a worship song.
Woo!
Make some noise if you want to write a praise song.
Woo!
You guys don't like praise songs? Alright, so worship song it is. Simply what that means is a slow song, really. We've broken it down into praise songs being fast, worship songs into being slow. But really, it's all kind of the same thing. We're all glorifying God with our music. Okay, so give me... Have we got any drummers in the room? 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of you guys give me a tempo, or anyone who knows BPMs. 76. 76 is the BPM for our song, The Anthem. Hallelujah. Are we all happy with that tempo?
Yeah.
You guys are way too talkative. Come on now. 76. BPM. Do you know what BPM stands for? Beats per minute. So there's 76 of those in 1 minute. Okay, now somebody give me a key of music. A? Why A? Because it sounds good. It's the first letter of the alphabet. I don't know. Let's go with all the guitarists say G. I think we're going to go with, and what about keyboard players? What do you want? C. Keyboardists always want C, guitarists always want G, drummers don't even know what keys are. So let's go with C, because we're going to write this on the keyboard. Now let me encourage you first. If you don't have any musical knowledge, or you don't know how to play guitar, you don't know how to play keyboard, so in other words, if you're a drummer, no, I'm just kidding. Drummers always get picked on, I'm sorry. If you don't have any knowledge, this is where you can get together with one of your friends who does know, and this is where the collaboration really works well. But for all of you guys who do understand this, I'm just going to quickly explain it. So in the key of C, what other chords do we use? F, G, A minor, D minor. We can use E minor. That's a bit more rare, but you can use it. What's another one? C over E, good. What's another one? G over B is another version. What's another one? B flat, yep, and that's a kind of a weird chord, but that's the second chord in the chorus of Jesus. Jesus, wonderful. That's a B flat there. Not over anything there. What's another style chord we could use? F over A, good. That's pretty much, with all those chords, you're set. You can play pretty much any song you want in the worship. Really, if you just stick to these 4 chords here, you can play any song you want. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow, here I am to say that you're my God. How great is our God, sing with me, how great is our God. Oh, so great, how great is our God, hallelujah. You could do so many songs, I could go on and on and on and on. I love your presence, I love your presence. We wish you see me there. So, let's break it down really simple. Any keyboard players want to come up right now and play a progression? We got anyone willing? You? No, you? You want to come up? All right, come up here. Let's hopefully this is going to work. There's no one at the sound desk, so that's not a good sign. Yeah. You getting any signal back there? Yep, just crank that up. Okay, cool. So that's a C chord. This is a G. This is an A minor. This is an F. So use those 4 chords. So you can do it in any order you want, using C, G, A minor, and F. And let's do 4 beats per chord, and you just choose whatever. So don't do what I just did. Don't go C, G, A minor, F, but make something up. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2. Okay, stop there. So you just played an F, an A minor, a G, and a C. So that, we just made that up on the spot, and that could work for a chorus. Let's try swapping the A minor and C around. So we're going to go F, C, G, A minor. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4, F, and then C, and then G, and then A minor. Okay, cool. Now this, to me, feels a bit more like a chorus than these chords. Because we're going to write a chorus. When you write a chorus, you want it to be the most explosive part of the song. You want it to be the catchiest part of the song. You want it to be the part of the song that when you get to, you feel this big release, and it's like, ah. And so, in the verse and the pre-chorus, you want to create tension. So, and sometimes tension is not a nice thing, but when you have tension, it makes the release feel even greater. And so in your verses, when you're writing a verse or when you're writing a pre-chorus, not all songs have to have pre-choruses either, but when you're writing the verse and the pre-chorus, create it and craft it in a way that it's kind of like, oh, something's about to build, it's building, something's tension, the tension, and then when it gets to the chorus, boom, you feel this big release, because that's the part when, everyone will just go, ah, you know what I mean? And that's what we want. We want it to build. We don't want the song to stay like this the whole way, but you want it to build dynamically, then bam! And then bridges, you can, for our songs, we like bridges to go up another notch and be even more powerful. But you don't have to. Some bridges can go down and have like this, sensitive moment. So for instance, in the song You, where you came from heaven, we start that real soft. It's nice. But then that really builds into this, now you be exalted. So if you have a song that can be done soft and loud, then you've got a really good melody. Okay, so let's play this again. Let's get it in everyone's head. So F, C, G, A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great job. What's your name, by the way? Ewan. Give it up for Ewan. Are you all right to stay there? And you can play that for us. Now, any singers here? Are you with Ewan? What's your name? Becky, do you want to come up and sing a melody and make something up into this? So let's give it up for Becky. So Ewan's going to play that progression, and don't use any words, just la la la, or whatever you want to do. And so play the progression once first through for her, and then you sing the second time through whatever comes to your head. So go for it. That was really good. And now, for whatever reason, that feels more to me like a bridge than a chorus. Would you agree with that? A chorus, it kind of feels like you could really build over that. In the chorus, but the last line, I could totally see that part of a chorus. So maybe let's try work with that. Let's definitely keep that last. Maybe simplify it a little bit, because it's quite busy going down, 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 down. It's not too complicated, but there's a lot going on, which, like I said, I think would work so good in a bridge, but for a chorus, we want to probably just open it up a little bit more. So maybe instead of going, no, 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 maybe we go, no, no, play it again, 2, 3, 4, no, 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 no. See what I mean? It sounds a little bit more like a chorus, like it's a bit more space to it. Like I said, there's no rules, so you could make that a chorus, but I'm just sort of trying to get you in the mindset of writing for a congregation. And you know, when we're writing a praise or a worship song, we always want the song to build and have the right tone in each part. So, da, 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 da. I might just change it a bit. Let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh, 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 da, I'm going back to the other one. So that's the thing. You just want to keep trying out different ideas till something feels right, you know. For the sake of time, we're just going to power through this, but you don't want to rush a song, you know, necessarily. Some songs take years to write. Some songs take a whole year before you're like, okay, I've actually finished this. But then some songs come out in 10 minutes. Like Nothing Is Impossible, I wrote in 15 minutes. Just, you know, and some doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Some songs will come quick, some songs won't come quick. Some songs you've got to labour over and really just find the right thing. But that's where you don't want to be too precious. You want to, because, you know, I'm a perfectionist. I could keep tweaking things forever. Like, especially when I'm mixing the albums, I'm never 100% happy with the mix. I still want to keep tweaking kick drums and snare drums, but at one point you just got to let it go, and that's the same with songwriting. So we've got this melody. What I like to do when I'm writing a melody, if I have the music first, sometimes you will get words first, sometimes you get the melody first. It doesn't matter. It's easy. I find that it's sometimes easier to put words to a melody than the other way around, but in saying that, sometimes I'll get them at the same time, and I'll just sing words and the melody will flow at the same time. But in this situation, we've got a melody, right? A melody. Na 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 na. So what I like to do, I actually do this in my journal, in my notepad. I just do little dashes for the syllables. So you know that line's got 5 syllables. So in this case, 5 5 5. All All right, so now when we're coming up with lyrics for this, they need to fit that. Sometimes we can sneak in another syllable if it's like a really quick one, but generally we stick to this. So what we should have come up with as well is a theme. Because somebody just yelled out a theme that this could be a good song for. Like healing, victory. God is with us. Why don't we just do that, hey? Because that's what Pastor Sam preached about. I think I have the best whiteboard skills going around. I'm just saying. Not really. Okay, so we've got this theme, God is with us. You should all know a lot about this theme because you're all here last night, right? You heard the sermon? Hopefully you did. You went on your phone, checking Facebook. So with this, God is with us. Da, 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 da. Has anybody got an option for that first line? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Very good. Remember, this is like so I think it needs to be like a declaration about how God is with us. We can start with simply saying God is with us. We can tell the story a bit more in the chorus and end with the summation of God is with us. Does that make sense? So just put your hand up when you think you've got something. Yes. Or just tell me the words. God Emmanuel. I think that's pretty good. So let's go with that. God. Is it double M? And then what? UEL? What? Come on, guys. You need unity. 1M. Oh, no la. 2M. Someone tell me. EMMAN.
UEL.
All right, good. We're all in unity now. God Emmanuel. Ba, 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 ba. Anyone got an option for the second line? He is with us.
Faithful one.
What's that?
Faithful one.
Faithful, faithful one. So we need 5 syllables. Faithful one. You can do that. You can split, multiple syllables over one syllable in this regard. Yes, up the back. He is here with us. Great. So that is a great option. Let's write this over here for a second. He is here with us. Now, theoretically, that does fit. That's 5 syllables, so that would work there. But this line down here flows straight off the back of that one. So we've got to look at it in context. So, God Emmanuel, da 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 da. It's almost like this note is almost connected to this note. So this, whatever this word is almost like it's setting up this sentence. Does that make sense? So if I sing this here, God Emmanuel, He is here with us. So it kind of feels a bit too rushed in that regard. But if it was something more like, God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us. You know what I mean? So because we're using that word and, which sets up this line. He is here and He'll never leave us. So here we're using the 2 notes on us. Seriously, that is the worst handwriting ever, right? I'm going to rewrite that. He'll never leave us. Does that make sense? So God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us. So now, because that feels like half of a chorus. Would you all agree? So we need a second half of the chorus. So because this word here finishes on never leave us, it comes in so quick. So this is where we can make this word connect to the next half, or we can go He is here. Da, da, da. Stop. Ba, da, do, do, do. So we can, does that make sense? So there's two options. We can do that. He is here and da. Stop. Or he is here and da, da, da. He'll never. You know what I mean? I can connect it into the next half. So who would like to cut it off? Who would like to flow it into the next half? You always just respond to the second option anyway. If I said it the other way around, you probably would have gone, yeah, let's cut it off, yeah. No, that's a good job, let's cut it off, yeah. God Emmanuel. But to be honest with you, I like how that flows. He is here and he'll never leave. We could do that. He's here and never leave us, always. Yeah, let's do that. Keep it like that. The next half of the chorus will be the same, 5 syllables each line. Maybe at the end of the chorus we'll do 4 syllables instead of 5. So what that would sound like is instead of down, 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 down. Because that'll set up when we go back into the chorus. Down, 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 God, amen. And sometimes you want to just tweak the second half of the chorus a little bit so it feels like it's rounding off a bit more. You're not just singing the same exact thing over and over again, because that's where songs can get monotonous and they don't have as long life. If you write a really interesting melody, it's going to have more life. And in saying that, I just want to encourage you, think outside the box, think creatively, but don't get caught up in being so creative that you end up writing something that isn't singable, especially lyrically. Some songs that I've heard, like worship albums and worship songs, they're songs that are meant to usher people into a encounter with God, and I sit there going, I don't actually know what this means. Like, what are they actually trying to say here? And so sometimes the simplest lyric is the key to usher someone in. Like you singing, I love your presence. Every single person can comprehend that thought. I love your presence. It's easy. But when you have all these weird words, it can confuse people. And the whole aim of writing a worship song and doing what we do is to get every person worshiping. Not just some, but we want to get everyone. So every song needs to be comprehensible to a certain degree. But you still want to have that creative push. And so finding words that still people can understand, or they can at least grasp the concept of what we're trying to write, but making it not too confusing still. Does that make sense? So, has anybody got an option for this? So we've got God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us. Oh yeah, we can just actually get rid of that. Us, and just go, never leave us. Da, da, da. That'll work better. Anybody got an option for this one? Just 5 syllables here. Ever present love. Yeah, because someone else said faithful, right? Let's go with that. Ever faithful one. Sometimes it's good just to get it down and then we can work on it later. Ever faithful one. Anybody got an option for this? Yep, up the back. He is always on our side. That was 7 syllables. Now, what's another way we can say that in 5 syllables?
Skip he is.
Always on our side. Always on our side. And then we've got that quick line that goes in, so somehow it's got to link into that. He is always on our side. That wouldn't work. He's always. And see, sometimes he's always on. See, it sounds weird. Sometimes where you put the word, it won't actually work. So you might have the correct amount of syllables, but it just sings weird. And that's why you just got to sing it all out and see what feels like it flows. Ever faithful one. Let's sing it for God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us. Ever faithful one. We could just finish the chorus like that. Because that would feel like it kind of rounds off, and we could just go, He is here. If I was writing the song, that's probably what I would do. Because it would, like I said before about rounding a chorus off at the end, so you're not just singing the exact same melody over and over again.
I've got an idea.
Yep.
You stick to it like have a faithful one. In your presence, and with God is with us. Like,
In your presence.
God is with us.
Yep, or a God is here. Let's write that over here. Okay, so this is a good point as well. In your presence, our God is here. This is where we've got to look at the punctuation or the direction. So we're singing here, we're singing about God, which I don't think is a bad thing, because, you know, our God is greater. We're declaring how good our God is. But then you've got songs where you sing straight to God. Like you're singing, God, I love your presence, or you, Jesus, I love you. Here, so in the tone of all this, we're talking about God. He is here. He'll never leave us. But then we're going, in your presence. So we've got to try and make the tone of the whole chorus the same. So the easiest fix is just to say, in his presence. So does that make sense? So it's in the same vibe. In his presence. But then you don't want to say, in his presence, our God is here. Because that's weird. I think we're going to go back to this idea, because it's gonna make the song not seem as monotonous. So it'd be going, God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us, ever faithful one. He is here. Give it a bit of space. So what we're going to do, and we're going to slightly change. You know how in the chords we're going F, C, G, A minor? So we'll do that for the first line, and then we'll go F, C, G for 2 bars. And we'll really build on that bit. I just felt like that needed to be read as well. So let's try that. Ready? Let's all sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4.
God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us, ever faithful one. He is here.
Oh, He's here tonight. Yeah. Again.
God Emmanuel.
Okay, stop. Now, you know how we had that as the first half of the chorus, and this is the second half of the chorus? I kind of feel like now that's one chorus, and I want to write a second half of the chorus. Does anybody else feel like that? And so, but maybe for the sake of time we won't. Let me just check. Okay, we've got 10 minutes. Who would like to write a second half of that, or who would like to write a bridge? Bridge? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's write a bridge. So we'll sing that twice, but maybe you can go home and work on this. And just write, copyright Planet Shaker's Awakening. That's who wrote it. We all wrote it together. God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us, ever faithful one, He is here. That's a great chorus. Like, I would be happy leading that tonight. That's how great that is. He is here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go to C. He is here. D minor. C over E. C over E. Boom. Just do a C in the right hand and an E in the left hand. That's all. You doing a C in the right hand? C chord, just a C major chord. And then E in the left hand. Now, so keep your right hand the same, and then do an E. No, not an E minor. So do a C major chord in your right hand. Keep that exactly the same, and then with your left hand, do an E note. So that's a C over E. So let's go C, D minor, F. So ready? 2, 3, C. C, 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 C. D minor. C over E. And F. Repeat. He's here. Let's do that.
Da 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 da.
Cool, stop there. Is everyone cool with that melody? I'm just taking creative license and doing that. Da 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 da. So obviously in the same theme, put your hand up if you've got an idea for that. And let's not think, you know, we want to make it a different identity to the chorus. So we don't want to just keep saying the same things like, he's here with us. I mean, we could totally do that. But it would just be like, we already said that in the chorus, man. So think outside the box. Maybe even think of a word that you haven't heard in a song before. How could we incorporate that? Or you can progress the thought of what we've already said in the chorus.
Let's chant. Let's do a whoa. Something
You
like
could.
that.
I don't know how much spiritual depth that has, but no, totally. What you could do, we could do that, and then go into the lyrics. So that could be a cool interlude. But let's aim to write lyrics. That is the easy way to finish it off. Yes. Yes.
He won't forsake.
And
He won't forsake.
He won't forsake. Yep. Let's write that down.
I was thinking, my solid rock.
My solid rock. Yep. Just keep throwing out options. So I'll keep writing them down.
To you, O God.
To you, O God.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's a classic example of where it just doesn't feel like the syllables. It's the wrong emphasis. God is where you are. God is where you are. That's 5 syllables. We need 4. Ever present. So that is 4 syllables. Who said that? Yep. So that's 4 syllables, but it sings with ever present. You know what I mean? So some things won't sing right. Yes. He goes before me. Yeah. So we could have another one on. He goes before me. Not bad. Say again. Deliver us. Yep.
From
I guess
the
we're going to try and figure out too. What do we want to say? You know, we've talked about God being with us. We could take it anywhere. Like talking about delivering us is, oh God, we need to be delivered. You know. And this is where, as well, and hear what I'm trying to say. Deliver us can have a negative connotation, because do you understand what I mean by that? It's because it's basically saying we're in this predicament, and Lord, we need to be delivered, which is true. Okay, it's not a false thing. But I like to come from the real positive angle, where it's almost like we're just declaring the victory over our situation. You know what I mean? Victorious. You know. Da-da. So there is a place for that, and I kind of like to, like I said before about the chorus releasing. I'll tend to write negative style lyrics. You know what I mean by negative? I don't mean bad. I mean like, you know, the Psalms of David. You know, that my enemies are attacking me, blah, 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 blah. But then there's always a release. He's like, but God is my deliverer. He is blah, 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 blah. So especially in the chorus and bridge, you want these to be such declarative, you know, explosions where the verses is maybe where we cause the tension lyrically about the negativity, and then the positive release happens at the chorus. So
Well, what if we make a bridge
So it could be I will not fear. Let's roll with that. I will not fear. What's another second line? I will not fear. I will not faint. Yes, that. Well, that's good. It's in the Psalms. It's probably too similar to that.
I do instead of I will. If I will not, I do not.
Yep. Yeah, so that's a great, she brings up a great point, because I will not faint it's almost like a future declaration. I'm not going to, but you saying I do not fear, fear, it's like I don't fear, right here in this moment, I do not fear. So I think it is stronger to say I do not fear. I do not fear, for God is here. Sometimes you want to rhyme your syllables, sometimes you don't want to. But I think in this case it's going to work. I do not fear. That's meant to be an F. Look at that. That sings really well. There's fear in here. I do not fear, for God is here. And He prepares way. Doesn't really fit. Another option? Yep.
Here in your arms, I'm secure.
Here in your arms, I'm secure. One too many. I'll run the race for you. It works. It kind of feels like we've just pulled that out of here and put it into the song. Think about it in context. We've just said, I do not fear, for God is here. What's a line that's going to really contextually relate to that? Say again? We are victorious. Works perfectly. I do not fear, for God is here. We are victorious. Not bad. Let's give us another option.
He's greater one, our God.
He's what?
Greater one.
The greater one, our God. Not bad. Keep
My
giving
God, my
options.
Lord, my strength.
Say again?
My God, my Lord, my strength.
My God, my Lord, my strength. Not bad.
I know my God with me.
I know what?
My God with me.
Yep. It's basically saying exactly that, though. So let's try and come up with something a little bit different. It's good, though. Keep giving me options, and we'll land on something. Yep. What's that? His love has set me free. Yep, because perfect love drives out all fear. So it contextually relates scripturally. I do not fear, for God is here. His love has set me free. I think that's good. Then what I've been trying to do with my songs lately, love has set. Oops, that looks like sex. So I better get rid of that. Set. I haven't heard the word sex in a worship song. Nothing wrong with sex, but just make sure you're married. I do not fear, for God is here. His love has set me free. And I think we would need to do a second half to that as well.
Maybe we should use us instead of me since we did it for
Love has set us free. But then we've got to do we do not fear here as well.
Oh, okay.
So this is where it's a great example you bring up. Some of my songs of the choruses are we, and then the bridge is I, and I don't think that's a problem. I think it's a problem if, like this line says I and this song says we, because it's so close together. But if it's a different section of the song, I don't as much mind. And this is where we don't want to be too stuck down to the rules of songwriting. I see them more as guidelines. And so that's a great point, and I like your thinking, but I think this is all right. But if we did want to do that, it would be, we do not fear, for God is here. His love has set us free. I do not fear. Kind of feels like it's got a bit more attitude to it, I think. I do not fear, for God is here. His love has set me free. Blah, 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 da, 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 eternity. That's it. We'd write a second half. Let's all sing that together. We'll sing this chorus bit twice, and then we'll go into the bridge. Do you remember the chords? You got it? So, give me the first chord. God, that's the first chord. 1, 2, 3, 4.
God Emmanuel, He is here and He'll never leave us. God the faithful one, He is here.
If you know how to sing a harmony, sing a harmony. Let's do the chorus again. Singing God Emmanuel. Oh, He is here and He'll never leave us. Ever faithful one, He is here. Oh, you can imagine the drums building to the bridge. Oh, 'cause I do not fear, for God is here, and His love has set me free. Again.
And I do not fear, for God is here, and His love has set me free.
Good job. Give yourselves a hand. Who likes that? I reckon that's really good. And like I would sing that. We would do that. We do these songwriting workshops all over the world, and I would say that's probably my favourite one we've written. So good job. Give yourselves another hand. Well done. Make some noise for you one on the keyboard. Great job. So you can see how easy that was. You know, we put that together in half an hour, and that's the power of collaboration. You know, if I just sat down with one of you, we wouldn't have come up with that. It took a group of people. And so get together with each other and bounce ideas off each other, and don't settle on something, but, you know, just keep exploring new ways of saying things. Like, these are all very generic lyrics, would you agree? Like, they're things we've heard before. So maybe you would want to take that and then try to put in a different word, just to be a bit more creative with it. You know, like, you look up, what I do love is the dictionary, the thesaurus, and the rhyming dictionary. I've got those 3 pages saved on all of my devices, and I always use them. For instance, if I'm thinking about faithful, I'll just type that into the thesaurus. It brings up so many different options of different words for thesaurus. So, like, try to stir that desire for words, you know, like, explore different words. There's so many words in the English language. And is English the main language in Malaysia? Is it main language for you guys, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, good. You could always sing, ever faithful love. That's right, you just add la to everything, right? I mean, well, I hope that was motivational, inspirational, educational, all those words. But before you go, would you let me pray for you and just let the